Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Wherever you are tuning in from.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Shia.
And we're living large.
Indeed, indeed.
You know what part of large was today? Vacuuming our home.
Oh, we did.
Oh, it was so much fun crawling under things and getting stuff, little dust bunnies, or probably kitty bunnies or dust kitties.
Yes.
Since we have a cat.
She sheds.
When you really go for whatever you're invested in, it's large.
I thought baking muffins was large.
We baked muffins. That was super large. And taking a nap, anything you do is living large.
That was large.
And you're here for it. It
Yes.
was. I was so happy that you went out so nice and hard.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, in case you haven't guessed, we're not
going anywhere.
And we finish each other's sentences.
And we're not going to try to fix you or change you or make you better.
Oh, if you're living small right now,
that's how it should be.
And I have one thing to say to you. Good. You don't have a yard is perfect.
Exactly as you are, because you can only be exactly as you are in the current moment.
So
we are in the current moment.
Why not listen to this, not to discover how to live large? That's change.
But if you truly listen, and when I say that, I mean, listen to hear what's being said without filtering it through what you already believe to be true. You'll get pulled into the current moment of your life. And when you're in your current moment, not in your thoughts about how it should be or what would be better, you are living large.
And everything becomes expansive and easy and effortless all on its own. That's why our courses are called Living
Made Easy.com. Well, that's our website.
Actually, it's Transformation Made Easy. Living Made Easy is already used by somebody else. So. But our seminars are Living Made Easy.
Okay.
So there we go.
No.com.
No.com. I'm enjoying being with you.
Well, thank you. I'm enjoying being with you.
It's so much fun when you're here. And again, if you're
Have I not been here?
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Then you have been.
Oh, okay. You said I'm having so much fun when you're here. As though
I mean the global you. When you're here, life is fun.
Yes.
When you're not here, like you're out of sync with yourself.
Your body may be in present time, but your thoughts are about the past or the future, then you're not here.
Or you're striving or efforting towards some goal. And I have to tell you, it's entirely possible to effort whilst on vacation.
Of course.
As we mentioned last week, we mentioned frequently, Shai and I are avid fly fishers and more recently in spey casting. And we recently went to British Columbia and there were very, very few fish. So,
but there were lots of grizzly bears.
There were. So I got some really awesome photos. However, as we're out there in the river, and if the stated goal is to catch a fish rather than being there, then cast after cast becomes stressful and effortful. And there was one moment where I found myself casting and gritting my teeth, which I thought was pretty funny. It's not about doing your life better. It's about seeing how you are without judging what you see. And when that happens, stresses instantaneously dissolve.
I would say fall away.
They do. That too.
We have a caller, yes?
Yes, we do. Let's take our first guest. Welcome, Katya. Please tell everyone where you're zooming in from.
Hello, Ariel and Shaya. I'm Katya. I'm zooming in from Hamburg, Germany.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I'm really happy to be with you. And was such a wonderful introduction. Thank you for this. I really felt so good as you just said, like being where you are, and that really makes a difference. I just came home and I had the chance to ride with the bicycle, and then I looked for the first time to the sky today, and it was so nice, because when I started driving home, it was raining and I had no raincoat. And then I went to a doctor appointment. And then after this, I came out of the building, and then, well, I had the chance and looked to the sky, and it was totally different. And I was there and looked and just saw the variety of clouds. And I was in the city, I felt like a calmness in me, and that was really cool, and just popped up when you described what is going on in your life. And thank you for sharing this already, because I was really thinking of large how to expand in my life, and I love the title. And
well, you don't need to work to expand. Expansion is something that is effortless and it happens on its own. So, and often it happens through listening. So while listening to you, I'm following your story, Katya. And you talk about it's raining. I got an experience of that. I've been in the rain a lot recently. And how you stepped outside, you looked up and saw the variety of clouds. And suddenly my world, by listening to you, includes clouds. And then you talk about being calm in Hamburg. You're now the city, you're connected to that. And your expression of it connects me to that. And suddenly our worlds are large and we didn't do anything.
Wow. Oh, that gives me goosebumps. That is really big. This is, this is really, really big. I'm finishing my work this month after 22 years. And last week we finished a great exhibition we haven't had for a while. And there were more than 100 nations came to Hamburg. And I'm touched by your words, Ariel, because it was like, we are welcoming the world, and then everybody makes really a difference just being there with all the things which are happening. So So
So you're leaving your current job?
Yes, and I'm excited, and I go with a tear in one eye, and with a smiling eye on the other side, and I could say to the person who's coming after me, now you have a space to create something new, or you have space for new things. And it's really lovely to share my expertise, and to welcoming the new team, and and to do my best, and to discover also some of my patterns I have. So and it's so lovely, this transformation to be kind with myself. When I discovered it, I perhaps now I'm judging myself how I was.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
If you've worked there 22 years and now you're turning over what you've created to a new team, so they're taking over your position, and hopefully they'll be expanding the company because that's what companies like to do. But did you not discover all of the things you've accomplished?
It's interesting that you asked me this, because on Sunday evening I had in my mind, oh, you could have done things better, and then I was really in my head, and I was, oh no, I could have done this and this and this. And you know what, I ordered like a big container in the office because I have some old papers to get rid of. And then it was today that I saw papers from 2005. And then I said, wow, look, I did this project. And then it was really good to see that. And then I, right now, as I'm sharing this, I get a little bit goosebumps, because there were other projects and I said, oh, I did this too. And it was really, I was not that much aware of this. And
Katya, let me stop you, because what
yes,
you're doing is so good. You know, you've done so many excellent projects at the convention center where you work and have worked for 22 years. Yet your mind, the conversation you listen to, says, I could have done this better and I could have done that better. You know, could you be a better you than you are right now? Too late. Now just went by. So you could only have done what you did the way you did it. You know, darling, my son died last year. He fell off a roof while putting up Christmas tree lights. And I thought, what could I have done to prevent that from happening? Could I have been a better father? Would that have somehow supported him in not being on that roof that day? Of course not. He would have been putting up Christmas tree lights no matter what I did, because he was. You can't do your life any differently than you have. Thinking you could do your life differently robs you of the greatness that you are. All those projects that you completed well over these 22 years, you completed them well. They were successful. Congratulations.
thank you. Yes.
And you are a more expansive person than you were 22 years ago. You know,
We keep expanding.
when we were vacuuming today, we moved the furniture. We worked in tandem. It was really fun. I was moving things around. Shai was vacuuming, and we worked together to push the bed back. And we have a built-in table area or counter area behind the bed, and underneath we vacuumed. And then I stood there and I dusted everything. And one of the things I dusted was the very first picture I ever took of a big fish. And it was when Shai and I, really, really early days, and he had caught a tarpon, and I took a picture of it, and I was so proud of it. It was like the best thing I'd ever taken a picture of. And I showed it to him. I'm like, look at this. It's framed. Look how far we've come. I said, but look at that. It was great, and it still is. It's so easy to discount yourself. And I'll tell you something, you stepped out of that doctor's office today, and for whatever reason, you became aware of the sky and the clouds, and it was a large moment. You, Katya, are always large. Your thought processes, the comparative nature of our minds, get between us and the experience of that largeness. It doesn't go away.
No.
Well, it's just that you turn your back on it when you look at yourself in a negative. I hate to use the word negative, but when you look at yourself in comparison to what you think could be different, when it can't be. So you could only be you. You haven't done anything wrong. In fact, you've done everything perfectly. It got you to this moment.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
no buses have hit you.
Mhm. Yes.
You know,
Yes. And yeah, I'm really exciting. Yeah.
you are exciting.
You mean excited.
You mean
right?
excited, but you are exciting.
Thank you for that. I
Yes.
like that you're exciting. It's fun to see you laugh.
Yes, it's fun to be with you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We're excited for you. Yes, Shun. We're excited for whatever
Is next for
is
you.
next for you. Because from where you're coming from right now.
Whatever you do, you'll be successful with.
Mhm.
Yes.
But last week's show, we were speaking with Corrine, who started an entirely new career at age 66. And I think she's even more successful than she was when she was a highly successful eyewear designer and manufacturer. So just so you know, the best can be yet to come, and likely is, because we're all expanding when we're here.
Yes, and yes. And I hug you. I hug you. And yeah.
We hug you back.
Armin, right back. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bitte schön.
Okay, here we go. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight, where we hear from one of our listeners about how transformation has impacted her life or his life.
If you want to learn more about our seminars, any of the upcoming virtual courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
That is transformation made easy, easy.com.
I love it.
Thank you.
This is Eric in Brooklyn, and I love participating in transformational seminars with Ariel and Shaya because I get to put aside any labels I have for myself and just be me.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shire's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Our next Living Made Easy seminars are this Saturday, October 1st, and then Monday, October 3rd. If you're listening to this in the archive, just simply go to transformationmadeeasy.com and pick on Living Made Easy, and you'll see what's upcoming. Being in Nature
is a residential retreat that we are doing in New Jersey in October when the leaves are turning, October 21st through the 23rd. So it's a Friday night, Saturday and a Sunday.
The next virtual weekend seminar is early December, the 3rd and the 4th. The theme is
Relax into Life.
And we are happy to announce that Costa Rica is on. We are pre-recording this prior to having all the details ready to share with you. But by the time this comes out, you can go to our website and click on the link for Costa Rica 2023 Instantaneous Transformation and find out the details. It is in January the 15th through the 21st, the 22nd through the 28th, and we're very excited, and you're invited to join us.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Shall we speak with our next guest?
Renata.
Welcome to being here, and please let people know where you're zooming in from.
Hello, here's Renata, and I'm zooming in from Bern, Switzerland.
Awesome. So lovely to see you.
It's interesting. This morning, I looked at our television set and then this big picture on, because when nothing's happening, when we're not listening to it,
Like if we pause it,
it shows up with a picture, and the picture was Bern, Switzerland.
Oh, wow.
A lovely looking city you live in.
Hmm. Yeah, it's really spectacular, this city.
Yes.
Yes.
we
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And I like living here. I'm just living here for a year now. And it's great. And when I think about the topic, it's just when I speak to people. Yesterday I was in Basel. I was living before. I was in Basel before I moved to Bern, and I was speaking to people. I lived for about 11 years in the same buildings, and it's yeah. And so when I speak to them, and then I get the feeling like my life is really large. So I tell them what I'm doing and about my marriage and so it's really my life changed a lot, and it's getting larger and larger. Is really my feeling.
That's great.
I want to commend you for something. I remember back when you were getting ready to leave Bern.
No, leave
Leave Basel. And it was going to be a big life change where you worked, where you lived, getting married. And you really needed to follow your heart. You knew it was what you wanted, but you didn't have proof it would work out, and you were frightened. You talked about that, and you were nervous to leave things behind, and you stepped into it anyway because it was your truth. And it gives me goosebumps, and I'm just really happy for you and for your wife Esther too.
Yeah. And this morning there was a little upset going on, but then I realized how quickly it dissolves, because I had to go to work, and my work starts at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I work in children daycare, and the kids stand in front of the door with the parents at 7 o'clock in the morning. And my train was delayed, and I didn't know if I will arrive there on time. But then I just did like two things that were necessary, and then I realized, I just did the right things, and then the train wasn't delayed that much, that it was announced. So, and the upset was not really there. I just realized, it is like that, and I can't do those two things I did, but all in all, then I can't change it. It just happens like it does.
Yes.
Like you can't make the train get there a moment before it does.
That if you have a temper tantrum, it will not get the train to go any faster.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll make the ride miserable.
Sorry, I didn't understand because I was talking.
Your temper tantrum would not get the train to go any faster, but it would make your ride on that train very unpleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And so I just realized that this changed a lot. I really tended to making temper tantrums for nothing. So.
But it's interesting. You basically just now articulated transformation, because I'm certain you weren't on the train telling yourself not to have a temper tantrum. It just didn't happen. And that's the difference between change and transformation. In change, you will yourself.
You give yourself directives of how to be and how not to be. You tell yourself, the voice in your head tells you, relax. This isn't that bad. Except it is. When the voice is speaking to you and telling you how to be, things are not well. But when you're just looking and seeing how you are, and you discover you're not upset about situations that were once upsetting, that is transformation.
And some of the hidden parts of transformation. One is that you've invested in it. Like when we greeted you to do this pre-record, you had registered for the next seminar right before that because it was your truth and you wanted to do it. And we're so excited to have you. And I think sometimes people underestimate how courageous they are by investing. Even if you've never come to a seminar with us and you're a listener, that you're listening to this podcast is an investment in yourself. That's pretty amazing.
And it's an investment in possibilities, discovering something new that you don't expect that can have a profound influence on your experience of living. That's awesome.
Mm. And I must tell it really is in different parts of my life. For example, the work. We have like 12 children that we have to be with and watch and play with and change diapers and like the whole morning. And we are like 2 or 3 grown-up persons that are doing this, and it helps a lot being just in the moment and not judging myself if I forget something. If a kid asks me, "Can you help me this and this?" but I'm involved in something else, and then I forget about it, and not thinking, "Oh no, I should have helped this child putting on her socks or what she asked me," but just realizing, oh, I couldn't be at both places or with both kids at once, and like it's so relieving also.
As you say this, I see something. The difference between resisting what's requested of you and doing it as an opportunity. You know, a lot of times the telephone rings and apparently it's an intrusion in whatever you're up to, because you're always up to something, right? So when the telephone rings, you can let it go to the answering machine, and then you have to spend time trying to get back with the person who called, and they're not available all the time. You spend a lot of your life playing catch up there, or you can have that telephone ring be, and you can include it. You can just pick it up. Now, it's an interesting thing because yesterday I was sleeping and the telephone rang and I picked it up, and it was somebody wanting to sell me a maintenance package for my Toyota that I haven't had in 8 years. And I said, I no longer have the Toyota. And they were disappointed that I didn't have so they could sell me insurance. Well, I could either upset myself with that they woke me up, or I just included it and got up and started doing things, you know?
It was your wake-up call.
It was my wake-up call.
You know, I don't want to mess with how you articulate things, but I did notice it twice. So I'm just going to mention it, Renata, because how you go about things is how people normally go about things. And it's also something that can degrade a person's experience. You talked about, having to be at work at 7, and you talked about the activities you do while at work, like watching 12 kids, and it's only 2 people, and you have to, or 2 to 3, but there are times when it's 2. And how you have to watch the kids and feed them and change diapers and stuff like that. What I was struck with was how strongly you use the word "we have to." I had to be there. I had to do that. I have to. And that's normal. We've been trained to think work is a have to, play is a want to. And so when Shai was talking about going about things as an opportunity, it's an opportunity. It's like, there's only 2 of us today. with 12 kids, it's an opportunity for you to discover how incredibly capable you are.
Mm.
Or it's like, I have to do more work because only 2 people showed up to work today. And it's always an option.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would also on top help to that it is a pleasure and not a I have to.
Yes. And the thing is this, what Ariel just said applies in other areas of your life rather than just work.
Mm.
You have to meet Esther.
Well,
You get to meet Esther.
which of course you want to do, but I really saw it wasn't like we had to do the vacuuming today, but we were compelled to do it. We were just ready to do it. We went to do it. It was like exciting because we were, it wasn't have to. And I don't want to manipulate your verbiage. So you go, I get to go to work at 7 and I get to work. It's not about
saying it right.
It's about your experience.
It's about how you experience what you're up to.
Mm. I realize now that sometimes I'm putting pressure on myself that it's somehow connected to the work with children. That I realize that I have that my picture is that I have to be there because they come at 7. They stand there and they want to be. The parents have to go to work, and
yes.
So that was the same at school. I knew when I have to go teaching, then I have to be there. There's no other possibility. That this is somehow.
Unless there is, because from time to time you wake up, you're sick, you need somebody else to do it. From time to time, the train is delayed. There's nothing you can do about it. It's different from, you are so responsible. You don't have to add that extra have to pressure because you're naturally going to anyway, because it's part of your internal structure of morality and responsibility. So I think the extra thing, you give yourself a lot of extra work for something you're going to do anyway.
Yeah, that's true. It's good. It's good realizing this. Yeah. I'm very glad about that.
That's great.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thanks for
you.
being with us today.
Oh, welcome.
Well, if you want to be a guest like Renata and Katya, you can, or if you want to submit a listener spotlight, the little blurb in the middle where people are talking about their experience of transformation, just go to transformationmadeeasy.com/being here and find out how. You ready for next week's podcast? Here's the episode title. You go
where you're looking.
That's interesting.
Yes, it is.
All right. We'll see what
We'll
that's
see
all
where
about
we're looking next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. So come on back. And
don't miss being here.